Hello there. My name is Maureen with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 ears. We're coming at you. We are recording on the beautiful day of the 25th of January 2022. Hello, Corey. As always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good, great. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at The Real Show, and on Spotify and Google Podcasts and Amazon Podcasts and Apple Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. You can find us and listen to us. And we also have a YouTube channel at The Real Show, Real with 2 ears show. Listen to us. All our podcasts uploaded there, special videos, exclusive content. You get it all there. So, what is our topic of discussion today, Corey? Well, actually, maybe we should start with something that you brought along.
Yes. So, last week we spoke about Jaffa cakes.
We did. We talked about Jaffa cakes for a bit.
Before that, we've spoken about coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Juice.
Yes, juice was the other one. So I thought I was in the co-op.
Local co-op. Other corner shops are available.
That was the closest.
Yeah.
I was getting my food for the morning, and I looked in and I thought, that's piqued my interest. I thought, you know what, I'll buy 2 of them. Never had it before. We'll try it on the show.
Okay.
Right.
He's going to pull them out of his pocket.
Pull them out. I've got a flapjack in here, but it's not the item.
Right. Okay. Don't present me the flapjack. Present me the 2 inch thing that you bought.
I think it's these 2.
Right. Here we go.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
It's Yar.
Nordic
yogurt bar.
Nordic yogurt bar. Other yogurt bars are available.
Gut friendly.
YAAR.
Yep.
Cloudberry. Well, let's crack them open, shall we? Oh, the smell is quite.
Well, it's cloudberry. I don't know what cloudberry is, but
it smells almost. It smells like an eclair. It's got that sort of.
I can kind of see that.
Oh, cool! He's right in with a bite. He's not hesitating. He's right in with a bite. I might have to get to taste test. What's the consistency like?
Kind of like ice cream.
Ice cream consistency? Yeah. Wow, okay.
It's kind of like a bit thicker ice cream.
Thick ice cream.
Yeah.
Right, well I'm gonna dive in then. It is kind of like ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's horrible.
Okay.
I think that's the best critique I can give it to you.
I quite like this.
Do you?
Yeah, it's top tier for me.
It's top tier. Oh. It's S tier. Uh-huh. I don't know whether I can give it S tier. Very intriguing.
Yes.
I've just finished mine.
Good.
Now, what is the actual topic of today's episode? Well, I've enjoyed that little morsel to start. What is our actual topic of discussion today?
The Royal Rumble.
Yes, the WWE's Royal Rumble. It's coming out this week, actually, on January the 29th, a Saturday.
It's Saturday.
From St. Louis, Missouri, in the America Dome at the America Center.
You're about to say Thunderdome, weren't you?
Yeah. So, this will be sort of as kind of a prediction video.
Yes.
A prediction broadcast of who we think is going to win each individual match at the Rumble, also who's going to win the Royal Rumble. I had to explain to my mother what a Royal Rumble was yesterday.
Thankfully, my family, or at least...
No, they know what a Royal Rumble is.
Yeah.
But for the layman at home,
yes,
perhaps maybe we should explain what a Royal Rumble is. So, 30 men or 30 women.
Yes.
Come in a ring, not together.
Yep.
They come every minute. There's a new one, or every 2 minutes?
No, it's like every 3 or 4 minutes.
No, time is arbitrary in these kind of things. It can be anywhere between a minute to 5 minutes.
Yeah, it can.
You don't know. It's never really explained. So, anywhere between 1 to 5 minutes, you get a new person. There's a countdown. It's like 10, 9, 8, and then on the 1, there's like there's a horn. And then you get the entrance music of somebody, and it could be someone from on the current roster. It could be a legend. Could be anybody. The Rumble is open to all comers. The Royal Rumble could be someone from another promotion. It could be a new signing. It could be anybody, right? So, how do you want us to do this? We can start with the matches and our predictions, or we can start with the Rumbles themselves. I think we either end with Rumbles or we start with Rumbles.
I say end with the Rumbles.
Right, okay, we're going to do the matches.
The main events.
Okay. So,
go down the list.
We have our matches.
Yep.
The first match, let's do... Oh, why not? Why not start this one? It is the reigning current WWE champion, Brock Lesnar. The beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. Brock Lesnar! This is the words of Paul Heyman. With Paul Heyman versus Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley, former WWE champion, with MVP, who's his manager. So, of the Hurt Business. I know they're not Hurt Business anymore. They're just together, just to do it. So, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman versus Bobby Lashley and MVP. Of course, Paul Heyman and MVP aren't fighting. They're just the managers. They'll just be at ringside, I imagine. and it's against Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. So who do you think's gonna walk away? Now this is a match that people have wanted for a while.
It is.
But since Mania, I think.
Correct.
Since Mania last year, people have wanted to see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. So, who do you think is walking away with the championship?
Brock,
you think it's clean defense for Brock?
Fairly confident, Brock. Yeah.
I think it'll be a hell of a match. First of all,
It will be.
I think it'll be a classic, big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah.
Fight, big chests, big muscles, big suplexes, big slams coming out of this match. I think it's a hoss fight.
Yes.
It's two big dudes slamming, throwing around in the ring, slamming each other, suplexing each other, Suplex City and all that. Brock Lesnar, the mayor of Suplex City. He's also a farmer and sometimes a cowboy.
Yes, he is.
With his cowboy hat and his flannel shirts.
Correct.
But he's a powerhouse. He's a beast, man. And then we've got Bobby Lashley, who's more, he's into the suit and tie affair.
Yes.
3-piece suit affair, sunglasses and a suit. Going out with MVP. He's got the pimp man. He's the mob boss. He's coming out with a suit as well. And Paul Heyman also wears pretty nice suits as well, actually. Good suit game in this match, I think. Good suit game. Now we're getting Brock Lesnar like every couple of weeks on Raw now, which is great.
Well, yeah, he's around.
Yeah, he's the champion, so he's got to show up.
Yeah.
So he can't just take 2 days off a year and 2 days on a year and go to his bus or whatever.
Brock Lesnar would never do that.
No, never.
Never do that.
So they're turning up on Raw quite regularly. At least Paul Heyman is.
Yeah.
So he's the advocate of Brock Lesnar after working with at the next championship match, which is the men's championship match, which is Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. But let's get to that. Your prediction is Brock.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict Brock.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Brock. I'm sorry, Bobby. You're going to put up a good fight. You're going to put up a hell of a match, but I think Brock is going to win. Maybe you go for like the multiple F5 affair, probably.
Yeah.
Go for a few F5s and then get the win. Right. Next, it's the singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. It is Becky Lynch, the man Becky Lynch, or whatever they're calling her now.
Yeah.
Big time Becky or whatever her name is, against formerly Piper Niven, now Dewdrop. It's an awful bloody name.
Yeah.
Absolutely stupid. But for the purpose of this, I will call her Dewdrop.
Yeah.
However, to anyone who watches NXT UK and who watches NXT, she is Piper Niven. And has been for some time. Right. So who do you think is going to win? Becky
Lynch.
Becky, yeah, of course. She's just gonna. I think again, a good decent match. Dewdrop, she's fine in the ring. She's got that good sort of hostile again. Good big fighter, big warrior. So I think I'm gonna put my money on Becky.
Yeah.
I think Becky might just get the cheat win again. That's what she's been doing recently. That's how she beat Liv a couple of times, apart from that one time where she couldn't get a foot on the ropes.
True.
And just end up pinning her clean.
Yes.
So Becky will do some kind of dirty trick, exposed turnbuckle, roll up, whatever, and beat Dewdrop.
Exactly.
So I think that's exactly what's going to happen, because no way they're going to have Dewdrop win. No way in hell.
Hey, it could be a Bianca situation. Bang, 5 seconds.
No, it's not. Yeah, maybe. Manhandle slam. No, I think they're building to Bianca versus Becky at Mania. Is what I think this is.
I'm going a different way.
Right, we'll see. When it comes to Women's Rumble, we'll see. Right, next we have, this might be probably my sort of sleeper favourite of the matches.
Okay.
It is Edge and Beth Phoenix, nicknamed the Grit Couple, against the It Couple, which is The Miz and Maurice, his wife. So two husband and wife teams going against each other in a mixed tag match at the Royal Rumble. So who do you think's
again?
Away?
I think we're probably going to agree.
We've been unanimous so far.
It's Edge and Beth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it's going to be Edge and Beth. So because they're not only like the badass face team.
Correct.
Of Beth looks amazing.
Yeah.
She took a step back from NXT. She stopped going to NXT commentary. She's now moved on to the main roster.
She has.
People predicted she'd be joining up with Edge, and here she is taking on the Miz and Maurice, which I think is a perfect combination.
It is.
So Edge and Seth's feud over the last few months have been absolutely stellar, ending in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
So, and now Edge has kind of got the Midas touch recently. So, and the Miz is always good. He's come back from Dancing with the Stars, or whatever he was on.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if he won. Probably not.
No, I don't think he did.
Okay, but they let you know flipping every week. I tell you that.
I was going to say if he did win, he'll be mentioning that all the time.
Yeah, all the time. No, he doesn't. But we have the Miz and Maurice. Maurice looks great as well. Oh dear, I don't know how old she is, but she's been looking great. Beth as well. So About they're supporting their husbands. Miz and Edge have kind of already got a bit of beef, so they're taking it down on the mixed tag match.
Might get some intergender wrestling here.
Perhaps we could. I'd like to see Beth Phoenix like slam the Miz.
What it happened with Kurt Angle and Ronda versus Triple H and Stephanie. And
it did.
Kurt Angle. Oh no, sorry, who was it?
Ronda was like
no. Kurt Angle I think took out Stephanie at one point.
Yeah. And then Ronda had like Triple H in like a farmer's carry and stuff like that. So.
You see, I would say Beth would pin the Miz, but I think legally you can't have.
No, legally you cannot have it. It must be a pin on the person of the same gender. So so far our decisions have been unanimous.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the next one.
Really? Right. Okay. Next one we have Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins. Yeah. That's his middle name apparently. Correct. He's gone from man of many gimmicks. Seth Rollins, Monday Night Messiah.
Yeah. Which I thought he still was the Messiah.
The Vision. Is he still the Monday Night Messiah? I
don't know. I think he's kind of still the same character.
I thought he's the Vision. I think he just.
He's drifted now. He's not necessarily following me, but he's still kind of now the.
I thought he's still the Visionary. I think he's still the Visionary. The Visionary Seth Rollins is now called Seth freaking Rollins. Yes. Which is something that he just started to say one day.
It's something that everyone's been calling him for a while, but now it's official.
I think he just started to say it. Yeah, and then did. As an expletive. And now they've sort of taken it on as his name. Seth Rollins, former of the Shield tag members. Correct. Former members of the Shield. Of course, John Moxley is off in AEW.
They mentioned him.
They did. They gave him a nice mention. They gave him a mention. Yeah, great. I'd love to see. I hope they don't try to. I know they're not trying to erase him. Yeah. But he did. Dean Ambrose was a founding member of the Shield, so give Mox his due, please. Anyway, we have Roman Reigns, who's the Universal Champion. Yeah. Against fresh off his feud with Brock Lesnar. Brock kind of went off and got the WWE Championship. He did. But now we have. Do we think both champions are going to win?
I am predicting the Tribal Chief.
I am also predicting the Tribal Chief.
Okay, never mind. I thought you were going to go Seth.
No, I'm not going to go Seth. Here's what I think is going to happen. Brock's going to win. Roman's going to win. WrestleMania, unification title match.
You see, that's where I'm going with this.
Right. Oh, you think the Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, that's not what I think.
I'll explain when we get to the Rumble why I think that has to be how it happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's I'm almost scared of that outcome. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, okay. Right. If the person I pick to win wins the Rumble. Yeah. Right. I think they're going to go against the champion. So I don't know who Roman's going to face, because I think the person that I pick is going to win is going to go against Brock. Okay. But we'll see. We'll see when we get to the Rumble.
But no, we got Roman Reigns.
Tribal Chief. Tribal Chief, head of the table. We bow to the head of the table.
Exactly.
We acknowledge him.
Exactly.
Else, if we don't acknowledge him, he's going to bust through that wall and give us a super.
He's going to open the door. He's going to cock his arm and
he's going to and he's going to give us a Superman punch.
Spear was for the window over there.
Spear was out the window. So we've got to give it to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Now, little note here. The Usos
are banned from ringside.
Jimmy and Jey Uso are banned from ringside. There was a tag match.
There was.
With Kevin Owens on SmackDown even. Yeah. Kevin Owens and Seth freaking Rollins against the Usos. However, Seth was just about to win. He was about to hit the curb stomp on Jimmy and or Jey. And Reigns got in the way, gave him a Superman punch, but he got DQ'd. Yeah. So DQ win for Seth freaking Rollins. That way he gets his way. So exactly. Jimmy and Uso are not allowed. They're barred from ringside. So it must be. I still think it's going to be a Roman Reigns victory though.
I reckon Kevin Owens might come out and cost Seth the match.
Really? Yeah. Because Kevin Owens is like the most untrustworthy man. He always betrays everybody.
And then you got Seth and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Oh really? Oh nice. Give that like a stipulation maybe.
Extreme rules or something.
Extreme rules. Yeah. That'd be cool. Right. Let's do the Rumble. This is the funnest bit. Let's do the Rumble.
Yes, it is.
I wish I had a coin to flip, but I don't want to do the men or the women first. You don't happen to, do you?
No, I'm trying to look for something we can flip.
Oh, we can't exactly flip anything.
There'll be something.
Are you sure?
Your flip-flop.
I don't think... No, the flip-flop will not be a...
Will it not?
No, it's not going to flip correctly, I don't think. I wish I had a... Oh, no, I don't carry pennies in my wallet anymore.
I'll flip my bank card.
You can flip your bank card?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, which side is which?
That's heads.
Right.
So the front is heads.
Okay,
front my information, heads. But I'm not going to read out for obvious reasons.
Front is men and back is women. Men. Right, so let's read who we've got. Right, representing Raw.
Yes.
We have Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, the Street Profits, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, the Mysterios.
Yes.
Austin Theory, Damian Priest, the US champion, AJ Styles, Big E, Kevin Owens, Omos, Randy Orton, Riddle, Chad Gable, Otis, so that is the Alpha Academy.
Yes.
Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the Dirty Dogs. Now, representing SmackDown, we have Sheamus, Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston. And representing celebrities of the world, we have Johnny Knoxville, who from Jackass.
Representing Steve-O, who got beaten up by Umaga at one
time. He decided to arrive, and he was announced at day one and confirmed on the SmackDown afterwards.
Yes.
So he's just coming in just as a special guest, I guess, to join the Rumble.
He was the the first entrant who was announced, I think.
Yeah. He's been feuding with Sami Zayn by continually throwing Sami Zayn over the top rope.
Yeah.
Because that's how you to eliminate another person from the Royal Rumble, you must throw them over the top rope and down to the floor with both feet hitting the floor, just as an extra rule. If one foot hits, it doesn't count. Both feet must hit.
Exactly.
Right. So, out of those, that's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 out of the 30-man Rumble.
But at least 8 people.
So who do you think are going to be?
Well.
Any guesses?
Well, first off, my winner isn't on that list.
Your winner is not alright. My winner is.
Yeah, my winner. So I'm taking a gamble here.
Right.
My winner is not on that list.
Right. Should we say who we'd like to see?
Yeah. So I reckon, right? Because I've got 7 choices.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick my winner, who's also not there.
Right.
So I've got 7 left.
Right. Okay.
I reckon Cesaro's not on that list.
Oh, Cesaro, that's great.
He's not going to go match.
No, I'd like to see Cesaro. Yeah.
He's probably going to be there. Woods is injured. Or the Woods said
Kofi.
Is Kofi not on that list?
Yes, he is. Sorry,
I was going to say because someone's got to do the handstand.
Yeah. Kofi does his Kofi shenanigans.
Exactly. I want to see Kane.
It's
a Rumble.
Kane. Oh yeah, get Kane's in like every Rumble.
That's what I mean.
Get Kane in the Rumble.
Devon. He's backstage. He works backstage.
Oh, okay. Devon.
Bring out Devon.
Mansoor.
Mansoor probably will be in it.
Yeah.
Ali's not on that list, is he? But I don't think he'll be in it.
No, Ali's kind of battling the company at the minute in an unrelated matter.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see Ali, to be very honest with you.
T-Bar and Mace aren't on there either.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Throw them in. They'll just job, won't they?
Who else? I'm trying to think who's on like the but also there might be some Forbidden Door shenanigans.
People are saying Moose from Impact Wrestling.
People are saying Moose. I could see it being someone who's wrestled for WWE before.
Matt Cardona.
No.
Yes.
It will not be
get
him.
Matt Cardona.
I'd love it to be. It won't.
The heat he would get for coming back.
Closely, Mickie James is in the Women's Rumble. She was a former WWE wrestler. But I'm trying to think who's left. EC3 won't come back.
No.
Braun won't come back.
No.
I don't think so anyway. Not for like a one-off.
No.
Heath could, but I don't think he would.
I could see.
Could be a 3-man band situation. Jinder's not in there.
No. Jinder could easily turn up.
Is Drew in there?
No.
Well, Drew's probably going to be there.
Drew won't have a match. Oh, no, Drew won't have a match. This is a Rumble.
Yeah.
I could easily see Drew turning up.
3-man band reunion?
Yeah, perhaps.
Why not?
Veer.
No, Veer Mahan is not in the Rumble.
Veer Mahan, he's going to come in, he's going to win.
No, Veer Mahan is coming to Raw. But it's not Raw.
Maybe
Raw
he gets
gone.
lost and he turns up at the Rumble.
Maybe he's lost.
Where am I? He turned up. R-Truth.
True. There is going to be some 24/7 shenanigans.
Yeah, Dana Brooke is currently there.
I'm predicting Knoxville's going to win the belt.
You think Knoxville's going to...
He'll lose it. He'll lose the belt on Rumble because he's not going to come back. But he will win the belt at Rumble.
Right, well, I think R-Truth will probably show up. Tozawa, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
Right, and winners.
Brock.
Who do you think's going to... Brock
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is not going to join in the Rumble.
He's going to win the Rumble.
I don't think... Brock Lesnar's going to win the Rumble?
Yeah.
Right, well, should we do my choice first? Perhaps? My choice for the winner of the Royal Rumble is AJ Styles. No, right. Stay with me here. Right? I'm going to convince you.
Okay.
AJ Styles has been... He's consistently great.
Yeah.
He's always does good work.
Yeah.
He's just dropped off with a feud with Omos. I think he's still feuding with Omos.
He is.
Right? he's been on NXT recently,
Yeah.
feuding with a lad called Grayson Waller, who's sort of their big heat machine, who does loads of crappy things and gets heat for it.
Oh, I'll mention Bron Breakker will probably be in the Rumble.
Is that how you're choosing to pronounce his name?
Yes.
Not Bron Breakker.
No, I don't know.
Bron Breakker.
Just Bron Breakker.
Right. Bron Breakker, the NXT champion.
Yep.
I think Ciampa, possibly.
Yeah, but I also have to think, because also he's gonna at some point Bron is going to the main roster.
Yeah, but not now.
No, but like it
and
gets
Stand
people,
and Deliver is like 2 days from this.
No, but it gets people to know who he is.
Right.
So when he does eventually appear, like Adam Cole came on the main roster, and he didn't get called up. He never did get called up.
No.
Bring him a champion, have a big show.
Yeah, but that was the NXT Invasion angle of 2019.
Yeah, I know, but they're always bringing like Pete Dunne came on at one point.
Oh yeah. I'd like to see Pete Dunne in this.
That's true. He's probably going to come up at some point soon.
Yeah, Pete Dunne.
Eli Drake was having a LA Night. I called him
LA.
Drake,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, LA Night.
I still called him Eli Drake.
Okay, Eli Drake and Roderick Strong have been having
Dark
dark
matches.
matches. So I think we could get one of them possibly in the Rumble.
True.
No, I think if anyone from NXT is likely to turn up, you're going to pick one person. Are you going to pick Bron Breakker? Because I'm going to pick Ciampa. I think Ciampa.
I think if Ciampa's going to come up, they would have it as more of. I know the Rumble's a surprise, but they'd have it as like he's going to come in and feud with someone, like disappear at some point.
Right.
I reckon if it's more likely to not be Breakker, it's going to be like LA Knight or someone.
Right. Okay.
I don't know his theme music.
Strangely enough, the main roster, as I said, is quite packed. I thought they'd be struggling for the women's one, but for the men, there seems to be quite. I think there's enough to sort of pack out the 30.
I'm hoping they don't announce any more because I think eight mysteries is.
8 mysteries is good.
Yeah.
8 mysteries. I remember the days where you'd know nobody.
No one's in it, exactly.
To
be fair though, a lot of them you could probably, like we do, you could probably predict. It's going to be people who are always on the shows anyway.
And I feel like the thing behind announcing it is, you're going to watch it because like your favourite. If you love, I don't know, Damian Priest, you're going to watch it because he's in the Rumble.
Also, the less surprises they are, the more impactful they are.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, there's one person left who we don't know, and there's like 3 spaces left.
Yeah. Who's it going to be? He's Moose. I don't know. Exactly.
It's Moose.
Yeah, Moose from Impact. Because I don't know, they got Mickey James, so they could get Moose.
Well, Moose is tweeting Roman saying he wants a match.
Oh, exactly. Bring it in, Roman. Well, people are saying that Roman might be in the Rumble. He might insert himself into the Rumble.
I think one of Roman and Brock is going to be in it. I'd say more like Brock.
Right. Well, if my pick, AJ Styles. I know it's a long shot.
Yeah.
But I feel like if AJ Styles does win, he's going to go against Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
They're going to do the retread of that.
Okay.
Do you remember when AJ Styles?
Was that Survivor Series or was it not?
I think it was Survivor Series.
I know he's faced a couple of lighter people at Survivor Series.
Yeah. I think he might. Brock Lesnar saying how has happened already.
It has.
Yeah, I know it. I know it has. Why am I doubting myself? It's so I think they're going to do that again for the WWE Championship.
Okay.
So I don't think AJ's going to win.
Yeah. But
I feel like he could do it.
Okay.
So
interesting.
And maybe he could eliminate Omos, and we could have stuff like that. Things are there. So feuds are going to be set up. We can talk about some feuds that could happen through this Rumble, perhaps. If Drew's in it, Drew could pretty much pick anybody in a feud with.
Yeah.
I think Dominic is going to eliminate Ray, or Ray will eliminate Dominic.
Yeah. I kind of want them to feud.
Because Ray said a few weeks ago that also he's on the cover of 2K22, good for him. Ray said a few weeks ago that his one dream WrestleMania match isn't anyone else, it's Dominic.
It's Dominic and Ray.
He wants to face Dominic in WrestleMania match. So I feel like if...
What was Dominic? Because Dominic's trademarked the name. It's something like Prince Mysterio, I think.
So, I don't know.
And everyone's saying that Ray's gonna give him a mask, and that's when Dominic will start wearing a mask.
Right. Okay.
But he wants Ray to be the one that passes it on.
Right. Okay. So anyway, I feel like Dominic will eliminate Ray, or the other way around, and that will form a Mania match.
Yes.
Like, hey, why'd you eliminate me? You know, we're having
more than likely it'll be Ray, because Ray's like, it's the Rumble. You never trust anyone in the Rumble, and one of them situations.
I think it happened on a Raw or something a few weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
Like someone dumped somebody else over. I think
it's just classic tag team stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
you always eliminate the
exactly.
partners.
Yeah, like maybe Randy will get rid of Riddle or something.
Yeah.
I can see that easily happening. Because Randy just seems to be completely apathetic towards all of Riddle's antics. So, I feel like we've got some good stuff there. Let's not, I feel like the tag team thing may well happen.
Can I? Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm going to explain why also I think... There's a reason why I don't think it'll be Styles, and there's a reason why I'm dead set on it. I don't think it's going to be anyone else other than Brock and Roman. There's only one way I think it can be someone else. Right? Mm-hmm. You said this, and I said this. I think we're going to unify the belts.
Right.
Which logically means Roman and Brock have to be facing each other at Mania. Because they're going to be unifying the belts. So they have to face each other. The issue is, if you have someone else running the Rumble, they get a match at Mania. So what? Whether make it a triple threat, which I won't think they do, or you have someone win, challenge the champion they pick on night one. Let's say it's AJ. AJ faces Brock. He goes, okay, right, I face Brock night one.
Right.
Brock wins on the first night, and then second night it's Roman Brock on the second night. But I think if we're going to unify it, if you have Brock or Roman win, it kind of it patches up that weird, awkward thing of someone else has to go against them.
Yeah. Right. Well, shall we move on?
Yeah.
Women? I don't know how long we spent. I think we've spent enough.
I think we've covered everything.
We've covered everybody. Right. There's less here. Let's have the women's Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Now, representing SmackDown, we have Shotzi, formerly Shotzi Blackheart, Natalya, Aaliyah, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, and the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Representing Raw, we have Tamina, Queen Zelina, a winner of the Queen's Crown tournament, Carmella, Dana Brooke, 24/7 champion, Nikki ASH, and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Now, representing the legends, let's call it.
Yes.
We have Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, the Bella twins. They were announced on SmackDown. They're returning. I thought Nikki said she wasn't going to wrestle anymore.
It's a one-off, innit?
Right, okay.
It's a one-off.
If she's fit to do it. I just said Lita, didn't I? Lita was on a SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lita actually turned up a few weeks ago.
Wait, why are they in grey?
I thought they should be in Hall of Famers. Sorry,
I was going to say, because they're there as well.
They're the legends. Yeah, okay, right. The Hall of Famers are Lita, Nikki, and Brie. Right? Now representing the actual legends.
Yes.
We have Michelle McCool, which is... No, I haven't seen Michelle McCool in a while, you know. Kelly, who's always in the Rumble. And Summer Rae.
Yeah.
Now Summer Rae's come back. I'm surprised how many people don't know who Summer Rae is. Oh, sorry, I missed Bianca and Liv at the bottom. They were just...
they're down there.
Yeah, sorry, I missed them. They weren't in the Raw. Why aren't they in the Raw area? I think they were...
Oh no, it's because they got announced later.
Oh right, okay, they were announced later.
Yeah.
Right. Also representing Raw is Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan.
Yes.
Who obviously they were in the running to face Becky at the Rumble.
Yeah.
At the Rumble, but instead Dewdrop won.
Yes.
So I think they've just announced themselves anyway.
Yeah.
Right. And representing Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
TNA is Mickie James, the Knockouts Women's Champion.
Yes.
Who's recently just defended against Deonna Purrazzo in a Texas death match.
Who is going to come out with a belt?
Who's going to come out with a belt, which is weird.
She will.
I honestly thought Deonna would win at that pay-per-view, so Mickie wouldn't have to come out with a belt.
No, I thought the opposite. I thought if you're Impact and you've got someone in a Rumble, you're going to have them retain because you're going to want them to come out with that belt.
Right, okay.
You're going to want the champion. You're going to get that announcement.
Okay, maybe she should come out with a trash bag. Maybe that would be...
I was also thinking that.
Right. She should just rip a trash bag up in her entrance.
The thing that I'm interested in, because it's a different company, how long is she going to be in a match?
It's Mickie James. They'll give her time.
Yeah.
They'll give us, for all she's done on her, also to kind of make up for the whole trash bag incident.
Yeah.
They'll give her time. I will think she's not going to win, but I will think that
it would be great if she did.
Oh
no! Imagine if she won.
Oh, I don't think she's going to win.
Impact versus WWE champion.
No, let's give it a time. Yeah.
Go on.
Right. Who do we? I think I know who you've already picked because of your whole mantra throughout this.
Yeah.
And you'll probably know who I've picked.
Yeah.
So. You've picked Charlotte.
Correct.
Because you think they're going to unify the belts and we're going to have Becky versus Charlotte for the 1,227th time.
Yeah.
Again. Why do they insist on Becky versus Charlotte every time? We don't need it. That's the women's... Who else is going to have a bloody match at WrestleMania? Not for the title.
My thing is, though, I'm confident that... Well, I'm somewhat confident that Brock or Roman is. But also I'm thinking, well...
The women's belts. What do they do with the women's belts?
No, but I'm also thinking, well,
how are they going to manage this? Are they just going to have the WWE Women's Champion, WWE Men's Champion on both shows?
Both brands, probably, yeah.
On both brands. Yeah. I feel like that doesn't give. I feel like that cuts half the roster. Because what's the point of having the roster if the champions are on two shows?
I think they're just probably going to slow down on the whole brand split thing. There'll still be Raw and SmackDown, but I reckon it'll be more of people can fluidly go over stuff. Because like Brock's been appearing on both anyway.
Yeah. I think Brock's firmly on Raw now.
Yeah. But he still shows up on SmackDown.
Yeah, sometimes, he announces that he does, and he does.
But I'm like, well, logically, if we're unifying the men's belt, we have to unify the women's belt.
So Charlotte's going to win.
Unless they're
then
unifying the
pick
men's
Becky.
belt and they're going to make another second men's belt, which they might do, but I don't think they'll do that.
Right, okay.
Maybe they're thinking, oh, the universal title's not working, and we'll make another one.
Right. Here's what I think's going to happen with the women.
Yeah.
Right?
But I will put out, one, I don't want Charlotte to win.
No,
but
neither
also,
do I.
to be fair, it's a bit predictable if both champions win the Rumble and face the other champion at Mania. So I'm thinking it's more likely the women's one. Maybe it's not Charlotte, and then somehow they write Becky, and maybe the winner faces Becky first day, and then Charlotte and
Right,
Becky.
okay. You're going to do the Roman plan with the women. Right. Here's what I think's going to happen. First off, I don't like the idea of unifying the belts. I know people are pushing for it.
I don't really like it either, but I reckon
we
that's
should
what we're going to do.
Take it back to the old whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like that idea because I feel like it just creates more degrees of separation and more degrees of confusion.
Yeah.
So I think unifying the belts would be. I don't think it'd be a good stock price idea because that cuts off your merch in half, doesn't it? That cuts your merch. That cuts most things. You know, they're going to stop selling Universal Championship belts so people can't be Roman Reigns anymore. You know, it's
yeah, but if they unify it, Roman Reigns, if he wins against Brock, will just have his own belt again.
Yeah. So, or they're gonna like curb because I think the design of the women's belt's not too bad.
I don't like any of the new belts except for the United States and the IC.
Oh, fair enough.
Because the United States looks the same, pretty much, and the
Is
IC.
Shinsuke in the men's rumble?
No,
Do you think he will be?
probably. He's not defended the belt for like 6 months.
Oh well.
he's not been on a pay-per-view
Right,
for 6 months.
He was on the pre-show Survivor Series and he won DQ to Damien Priest.
But it does also mean that also same thing. If they're going to unify that, they will probably end up unifying the US and IC, or they just have 2 mid-card belts.
Here's what I think's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's been a pattern, right, recently, since the announcement of the Women's Rumble in 2018, 2017?
2018. I think this is going to be the 4th.
There's been a pattern.
Yeah.
It's been who won the first one? Do you remember?
Carmella? No, that was Money in the Bank. That's first Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Was it Charlotte?
Anyway, it's been a pattern of Raw, SmackDown.
Yeah.
So this one is Raw.
Okay.
Because the last person that won it was Bianca, was from SmackDown. Last person that won it was Charlotte, was from Raw. Last person that... You look up the women's winners.
Where's the Wikipedia page? Wikipedia page. No, let's go to last year's.
That's this year. You're looking at the same page I am.
Yeah, I can just go last year's.
Okay.
This is how I'm
It was Bianca.
Yeah, it was. And then the year before that was someone. Main event. Just give me the match list, thank you. Who won?
It was Charlotte. You have to tell me that.
Was it?
Yeah, I want to know is who won the first one.
They
They should probably have a list. They should have a list of winners.
They probably do, but
2019. Oh, that'd be interesting. Because I know Charlotte won the 2021.
winner is in gold. Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, right? SmackDown. So the first person that won it would be from Raw, because it's going Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw.
Yeah. So 2018.
So I've noticed there's a pattern.
Oh, you've.
So I think the person that wins it is going to be from Raw.
It'd be great if the Wi-Fi was.
No, it's horrible here.
Not being a pain.
Right. Well, anyway,
keep talking. I'll figure it out.
Right. The person that I think is going to win.
Yeah.
The people who've listened to me for a while may know this already. You definitely know this.
Yeah.
I think Rhea's going to win. I'm sorry. I've got to go with my gut here. I think Rhea Ripley's going to win. Not because I love her. Not because I think she's amazing. And I think she's got the it factor. And I think she's just God's gift to mankind. No. I think she's going to win because she needs her win back against Charlotte.
Okay.
She has never beaten Charlotte. Only once in a triple threat leading up to Survivor Series against Sasha Banks as well. I think she needs her win back against Charlotte. And I think we need to get her away from Raw as fast as possible. I think the feud with Nikki ASH is going nowhere. I think it's right. There's multiple branches to this.
Yeah.
I think either Rhea wins it and faces Charlotte at Mania for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Rhea gets her win back, right? And Rhea gets the SmackDown Women's Championship and goes over to SmackDown, right? Or B, Rhea's in the Rumble. She either eliminates Nikki ASH or Nikki ASH eliminates her, and they continue that feud.
Asuka was the first winner.
Ah, excellent! I was just about to say, because we have 9 spots that need to be filled.
Yes.
So before I just justify my Rhea pick again, I think Rhea Ripley's going to win because I think she needs a win back against Charlotte. She's never beaten Charlotte. Charlotte's beaten her at WrestleMania 36. Charlotte's beaten her at Money in the Bank, and both times for a championship.
True.
Charlotte beat her on. No, she beat Charlotte by Raw and DQ, but Charlotte get the belt. Basically, Rhea's never beaten Charlotte clean 1-on-1, and I feel like that needs to happen. Sooner rather than later. So I feel like it needs to happen if Rhea wins. Also, Rhea's been having great momentum so far. She's been sort of beating people left, right, and centre, and I feel like she needs to get her momentum back. She really needs to push because they have something. And they did it great with Bianca, right? Bianca stagnated on the main roster for like a year before she suddenly had a massive push against Sasha and won the Royal Rumble and faced Sasha at Mania in the main event.
Yeah,
which is great. So why don't they do the same thing for Rhea? That's my problem. I feel like she has all the tools she needs to be a real hyper threat champion and be really amazing, and she already is. So why don't they pull the trigger? That's my issue. So
my issue with your logic, I've got one issue, right? Which is she's currently feuding with Nikki.
Yes.
Still.
So
I reckon Nikki's going to throw her out.
Right. I think she might throw Nikki out. That's
okay.
My best thing is she might throw Nikki out. Nikki might get, decidedly annoyed. Maybe on a Raw leading up to the Rumble,
I reckon
they settle the feud and Rhea wins.
I reckon, though, if she throws Nikki out, Nikki's going to get back in the ring and just throw her out.
Right.
Because you can do that, which is a bit meh, but...
You can.
But you
I
are
remember
allowed.
in the last Women's Rumble, Nia and Shayna just started beating people up randomly in the middle of the Rumble.
Yes.
But my thing is, if Rhea does win, Rhea gets rid of Nikki, and maybe on a Raw later they settle the feud.
Yeah.
Before Rhea picks.
Well, you've still got Chamber.
Chamber, yeah.
They can settle it at Chamber.
So there's multiple angles we can take this, but that is my winner. I'm going to pick. I may well be wrong, but I'm going with my heart here.
I want Morgan to win, but
Liv Morgan.
I want Liv Morgan to win.
How would you work Liv Morgan winning?
Oh, just her facing Becky.
Becky again. Yeah. Who's Charlotte going to face? Rhea.
Sure. I don't know someone.
Rhea.
Also, we'll go on to the people coming back, and this gets reported every single year, but who knows? It may happen again. Ronda's rumoured to come back.
Yeah, Ronda's rumoured to come back as well. Yeah.
So she'll be in. If she does come back, she's got a main event.
Yeah, Ronda versus Charlotte. Yeah, probably.
Again, that was Ronda and Becky who were facing, and then the triple threat happened.
Right. Who do you think's gonna come back? I think
Mandy Rose.
NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose. I was thinking they need some NXT people.
Yeah.
I was thinking Raquel Gonzalez.
Yep.
She's not doing much on NXT right now.
True. Get
her in there. Dakota Kai's always in the Rumble.
I think Mandy Rose, for the same reason why I picked Bron Breakker, because she's a champion, but also people know who she is because she was in the main roster.
Right. Naomi is named for the SmackDown roster for the Rumble. And she's currently feuding with Sonya Deville, who's an official. I feel like Sonya Deville will either screw her over somehow, or Sonya Deville will go into the Rumble.
Actually, I did mean to bring this up as well. There's a chance that in the men's Rumble...
Adam Pearce.
So I was thinking that, but also Corey Graves has apparently been cleared to wrestle.
Yes, he's been cleared to wrestle. Yeah.
I love it, and it happened in 2011, I think, when Lawler was in it, Michael Cole was in it, and Booker T was in it. I love it when announcers can go in a Rumble and just get up and go in. I love it.
So what Corey Graves is commentating, and then he just goes
in.
And there's like a 3, 2, 1, and there's no music or anything. Corey Graves just stands up and goes, "It's my time," and he goes in. I feel like
if you're going to do that, can you also have Byron Saxton in there as well?
Yeah, get Byron Saxton. Pat McAfee. He could do it.
He could.
Pat could do it.
He was in a War Games match.
He was, exactly. So I feel like for the women, I feel like Sonya would be good.
Yeah.
Because Sonya can wrestle.
That's the thing. Well, again, same with Adam Pearce. He was a wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. I think Adam Pearce is... I think he's got some kind of persistent injury, and that's why he can't do it.
Maybe.
I think he can take bumps still,
yeah.
But...
I wanted to see him versus Roman.
Yeah. But I think, because Naomi's feuding with Sonya, I feel like Sonya's going to get Naomi eliminated somehow.
I was going to say...
Or Sonya's just going to walk out and say, "Naomi, you've been eliminated," and she's not even gone over the top rope. That'd be fun.
She could actually just... oh, no, do you know what might happen?
She's in the middle of the ring.
No, do you know what might happen?
Right.
Clock ticks down, and then Naomi's music plays, and then Sonya comes out and says Naomi's not in a Rumble anymore, she's been replaced by someone.
By me!
So she just gets to play.
By me!
She could do that, actually.
Takes the jacket off, she's got gear on.
She could do that.
She could easily do that. There's many ways to work.
What Rumble was it? I think it's one that Becky won, where she took out Nia Jackson, and Becky just entered the Rumble instead, and just took Nia's place.
Yeah. So, I think, again, Asuka's come back.
Yeah.
Asuka's cleared. She had an arm injury, but I think she's back now.
Yeah.
So I feel like Asuka's going to turn up.
Mm-hmm.
The WWE YouTube channel has been posting full matches of Asuka for like a week. and they did that when Sasha returned.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a clear sign. Asuka's been posting a lot more pictures of just herself now.
Yeah.
And not because sometimes she's quite funny on Twitter.
Yeah.
And she posts pictures of like her head on Batista's body and stuff like
Yes.
that. But this time she's just been posting pictures of herself, which I feel like is kind of more telling of the fact that she's coming in the Rumble. I think Kairi Sane's going to come back.
Yeah.
I feel like Kairi Sane, because what I want to happen is Kairi Sane and Asuka come back, right?
Yeah.
Sure, maybe Asuka doesn't win, maybe Kairi doesn't win, but they team up back together, Kabuki Warriors reunion, and they take on the current tag team women's champions, Carmella and Queen Zelina, and they just murder them at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's what I want to happen. Just squash them and say, right, now we're the champions, and we're going to put the energy back into the tag team division. I feel that's what it needs, because the women's tag team division is dead.
Yes.
There is one team, and they're the champions.
Yeah.
Nikki ASH and Rhea aren't friends anymore.
They're gone.
There's one team, and it's the champions. What the hell? Well, there's no division. What the hell are you going to do?
No.
So, Asuka, Kairi, back in the Rumble.
Now you've mentioned it, I have a very bad feeling that the Bellas are going to challenge for it.
Even that, anybody. Just more teams. We need more women's teams.
Yeah.
Nikki and Bella. I don't care if Nikki and Bella.
Nikki and Bella.
Nikki and Bella. I don't care if Nikki and Brie win it. Just get anybody. Just get it off them. Just get some more teams, please.
Yeah.
So we could have triple threat. Nikki, Brie, Carmella, Queen Zelina, and Asuka and Kairi. I'd love that. So I'd still want Asuka and Kairi to win because they're like still Alexa could come back again.
True, she's back now.
She's been having vignettes on segments on Raw.
I'm interested in seeing if she's just going to come back as normal or if she's going to still come back with a weird, spooky kind of thing.
I don't want that half and half.
I've seen people say the Fiend might be coming back.
No, I don't see that.
I know he's doing a film, but people are saying that he might end up coming back because he's not actually done anything wrestling-wise. He's not gone anywhere. So people are saying that he could. Certainly could. So, I'd like him to if they use him properly.
If we're picking people, because we have 9 for the women.
Yeah.
Because 21's been confirmed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Asuka and Kairi.
Agreed.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Someone from NXT. I'm going to go with Raquel, Dakota. Always good.
I think Mandy Rose will be in it.
Right, Matt. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with that just because I'd like to see. I'm going to put Sonya in there as well. Yeah. I want to see Mandy Rose and Sonya again.
Yeah.
Formerly the Iconics, the Inspiration, have backed out. They said they're not going to do it.
They've declined.
Which is good on them, to be honest. Yes, would I have liked to have seen them? Yes, but
the issue is. The issue I have with tag teams is if they weren't announced, because saying that if they agreed, they might have been announced for the Rumble, like Mickie James was, which I wish he wasn't announced.
The surprise would have been better.
Yes, my problem is if they came back and it was a surprise, you'd see one Iconic come back, and you're like, okay, well, at some point your Rumbles going to come out.
Yeah, let's come out together.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that. Well, they could, but I don't think they would.
Well, that means it's a 31 women Rumble, not a... Because unless they're taking the spaces of 2 people.
Yeah, unless they just have entry number 26 and 20... Unless one's like 25, one comes out, and then the other one just runs out, and it's like, okay, well, it's 26 as well.
Yeah.
So both their entries just at the same time. Possibly, but...
So, I feel like... I'm glad then. I'm also glad they're not in it, but I'm also sad that they're not in it. Because yes, I would have liked to have seen them back on WWE programming again. Do I feel like they're sort of... They got released and they sort of kicked up a bit of dust about it. Yeah. I mean, obviously no fault of their own. They got released, but I feel like they want to stay in Impact and they want to build themselves up in Impact. More power to them, I say. So, I think that it's better they're not in it.
Do you reckon? I reckon there's going to be a bit more Forbidden Door than just Mickie James. There's been rumours of them trying to get more people in, but
Serena Deeb.
But what I was going to say is, do you reckon...
You should discount me saying Serena Deeb.
Do you reckon it's just going to be Impact, or do you reckon we might get people from other companies?
No, AEW is not putting anyone in.
I want to just them. Like New Japan, maybe, or
maybe
Ring of Honor. Well, I guess we're not running the Ring of Honor around again.
Yeah, Ring of Honor are sort of starting up again.
Yeah.
So, I think Mickie James will be the only one for the women. For the men, I can't be too sure.
Yeah.
I think Mickie James will be the only one for the women. If the Inspiration have backed out, then I think Mickie James will be the only one.
To be fair, though, the other reason why it won't be AEW is not only because of the rivalry that's going on, but also because I still think it'd be people that were in WWE because the fans didn't know who they are.
Yes.
Which essentially leaves Jericho.
Chelsea Green.
It leaves, it's got Jericho, Moxley, Bryan, Punk, which would be great.
Malachi Black.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And is that it? I mean, there's Rusev, or what's he's called now?
He's Miro.
Yeah.
Lana.
Yeah.
Lana could easily come back.
There's a couple in there. Andrade, I forgot.
Andrade El Idolo.
Yeah.
That's his actual name.
So I guess you could get a couple from AEW, but it's probably not going to be likely.
I'd
love it if it was just like Jericho or someone massive. Just why not?
Jericho.
Hey, he appeared on Broken Skull.
The pop that Judas would get if it plays in the Rumble and Chris Jericho comes out.
Yeah.
So
he was on Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So, but for the women,
I prefer Moxley though. But
okay,
he could come out in a Seth.
No, I don't. I don't think Moxley's ever going to touch WWE again after what's happened with his release and what he said now.
Is it confirmed yet? I don't know if you'll know either, because apparently they were paying for his rehab. I don't know if it ever got confirmed.
I don't know if it was.
They were rumoured to be paying for it, but I don't know if it actually got confirmed.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It'd be good if he came back in the Roman Seth match. Why not?
I don't see it happening.
I don't either, but I like it too.
Right, okay. Well, any more legends? I think Alicia Fox come back for women.
Cameron is rumoured to be in it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, and Melina.
Yes.
Oh, we completely thrown them out.
Which Melina, great. Cameron, not too sure.
What? She wasn't a great wrestler.
I don't know if she's been training since or she's gone away and coming back.
She had a stint in AEW for like a few months.
Right.
As under her actual name, Ariel something. And then she was kind of shuttled away with no real fanfare.
Fairs.
So I feel like she didn't last very long. And actually, to Neil Dashwood, Emma, former WWE, could easily come back.
Is
Paige?
Yeah, is Awesome Kong in AEW still, or is she gone?
No, she's gone.
So she could be in it.
I think she retired.
Oh.
She retired at the NWA show.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's not going to be joining. People are saying Paige. Paige loves to play coy on Twitter and tease about joining in, so we could easily get Paige.
Yeah.
I think if they do go with Paige, though, Paige is too big to not win.
That's what. Yeah.
So I don't think it will be Paige.
I also don't know if, because I know like Bryan came back and Edge has come back and Corey Graves has been cleared. The problem is Edge, Bryan, and Graves all had to retire like years and years ago. It's taken them years to come back. I think Paige is too soon for her to be cleared again.
Right. Okay.
Well,
it's been a couple of years. She retired in like 2018, 2019, right before the Rumble.
Yeah, but Corey Graves retired in like 2013 or something. 2015, I think it was.
It's been a while.
I think it's too close for her to be cleared in WWE specifically.
Right. Okay.
Any other company probably let her do it.
Right.
But WWE won't let her do it.
Right. So you don't think Paige? No.
No.
Right, well...
Again, I'd love it to, but...
Again, Melina and Cameron are coming back.
Yeah.
Alicia Fox is always... I like to see Alicia Fox back as well. She's always...
In fact, do you know what I want to see?
What?
This will not happen. It will 100% not happen.
Right, okay, go on.
Men's Rumble. Braun Breaker comes out. Next contestant.
Right.
One of the Steiners.
Rick Steiner.
It will more likely be Rick.
Comes out,
It'd be great if it was Scott.
Oh, Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner. You know, the
issue is...
Lack of legends. Hurricane Helmsley.
He's been in it like the last two.
I know. Yeah, get him in. He works backstage.
Yeah,
Shane Helms is the producer.
That's why I picked Devon.
Yeah. Molly Holly could easily come into the
Abyss women's. Could be in it. He's backstage.
Yeah. Molly Holly's been producing some of the women's segments on Raw.
True.
So I feel like she could easily turn up.
My issue with the Steiner thing is, it's more likely to be Rick, because first off, Rick was at NXT when he won the belt. My issue is that Scott will get no more pop.
Yeah.
Because it's one, Scott Steiner, two, Scott Steiner's music is more iconic. I don't know Rick's.
Like being Scott Steiner is a plus.
Yeah.
Like being Scott Steiner is a plus. No, I think that for the women, Melina, Cameron, Asuka, Kyrie, Mandy, Raquel, Dakota.
You watch, we're going to be completely wrong.
Maybe we are.
The thing is, we're going to get to the Rumble and be messaging each other going, no, surprise, no. Didn't guess them.
No, exactly. But they said that there was a report saying that apparently more women have been approached. So I don't know whether we're going to get more from Impact.
Whenever I've heard rumours of Forbidden Door stuff, it's always been the Women's Rumble.
She's got released.
Whenever it's been like, Forbidden Door, it's always been rumoured to be for the women's, not the men's. I reckon the men's will have them, but I reckon the women will have more potential than the men's.
Yeah. So, And for our Mania plans,
Yes.
you're of course going with the unify the belt strategy. I'm
Yes.
not going for the unify the belt strategy. I think our Mania matches will be Brock versus AJ, Roman versus. I was about to say Roman versus Big E, but I don't think that would happen. Roman versus. We could get Roman versus Seth too. I don't know. We've already had Roman versus Edge. I can't have that. Roman versus Bobby.
Yeah.
I could see Roman versus Bobby. Have they faced each other before?
No.
Roman versus Bobby. We could have.
Yeah.
For the women, Rhea versus Charlotte and Becky versus Bianca.
Yeah.
And the tag team, which is Asuka and Kairi versus Zelina and Carmella.
Yes.
For the men's tag team, just to mention, I feel like Omos and not Omos, Randy Orton and Riddle against Chad and Otis again for the tag team belts.
Okay.
And for the SmackDown tag team championship, we'd have Usos versus anyone really.
Yeah.
New Day for the 5,000th time.
Yeah.
They always put on bangers.
Yeah, they do.
That's my pick for Mania, I think.
Fair enough.
You're going to be unifying the belt strategy. Will you be unifying the tag belts?
Again, it will make sense. But
Will you be unifying the tag belts?
My issue is it will make sense, but that's too many
You're
unifications.
making Survivor Series.
Well, yeah, pretty much. That's the issue. Yeah.
You're not making WrestleMania. You're making Survivor Series.
Right. I'll say they'll unify the men's, they'll unify women's. I reckon they'll leave the tag and the IC for a little bit.
Right.
So I reckon
Owens. I'd like to see what you describe it. Owens versus Seth.
Yeah.
If their feud doesn't end, you could have Rhea versus Nikki.
Yeah. I reckon if we're going tag, Usos and who's like Brock's mates? Shelton Benjamin was.
No, you mean Bobby's mates? Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, the Hurt Business.
No. Because I'm doing Brock versus Roman.
Oh, right.
So Roman's got the Usos to help him out.
Right, yeah.
So Brock will have like Shelton because they train together.
Yeah.
And I don't know who else would have, to be honest. I don't know who else Brock's really been friends with.
Oh, I don't know.
I guess that also means Cedric, but I don't think.
Yeah, maybe. Brock takes over the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
Come on, join me, guys.
Tag team, I don't think it'd be much. Alpha Academy versus, I don't know, probably just the Dogs again or something.
Oh, Riddle and...
Nah, they'll break up at that point.
Okay, really? You
Yeah.
think Riddle will break up at that point? Oh.
And then, yes, that's pretty much it. Shinsuke will do something, and Priest will do something.
Yeah, Priest or something, yeah.
One of them will be on the pre-show, probably Shinsuke.
Yeah. Right, now we've done that, it's time for my weekly rec.
Yes.
I feel like the amount of times I've talked it up, I'm going to have to recommend a match from Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
And that's one of the available on YouTube, free to watch. Anyone can watch it. It is Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, NXT Takeover Portland 2020. So early 2020, before the pandemic shut the world down. It's a great match between Rhea and Bianca. These two are real fantastic talents, working great together in the ring. I'd love to give it a 10, but we cannot review one wrestling match for a whole hour-long show. So I'm going to give it a 9.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 9. And it's barely 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's probably... I'm looking at... It's 18 minutes long. So, and that's not counting entrances.
Yes.
So, with entrances, it'd probably be 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. It's sort of... It's in the build to Rhea versus Charlotte at WrestleMania 36, which had to happen in front of no crowds, obviously.
Yes.
But...
Good job.
If it had happened in front of crowds, I feel like this match would be enhanced somewhat. But no, it's a great match. I think this is the last takeover that's with a crowd. I think. Portland. Yeah. I'm going to recommend from NXT Takeover Portland, Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. So that is your weekly rec.
Okay.
And we will. Should we follow this up with another episode about the Rumble, or should we just mention it because we're going to review WrestleMania?
Yeah. We'll probably just mention it at some point.
Right, okay.
We'll probably do a quick rundown of we were correct on this, these people came back, we didn't realise or whatever.
I'd like to do kind of a little follow-up, maybe just half an episode.
Yeah, we can do something. If you have time, it's a little bonus thing, probably.
Yeah, sure. I like that.
Rock on a little bonus Rumble Aftermath thing.
Yeah, bonus Rumble Aftermath video. You can catch it on our YouTube channel, why not?
Yeah.
We'll do it on our YouTube channel, The Real Show, The Real E-L Show. Catch us there. But for us, it's a goodbye from me for today, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.
Hello there. My name is Maureen with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. We are coming to you on a wonderful 4th of February, a Friday, and you'll be hearing this tomorrow. Our radio listeners shall be hearing this tomorrow on Saturday the 5th. However, this is a little part 2, little follow-up. You can listen to us on wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. You can listen to us. You can also find us on Instagram at The Real Show and on Twitter at The Real Show as well. And wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to us there as well. I've just repeated myself. I tend to repeat myself. Sometimes I repeat myself. However, I'm accompanied by my co-host, Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Excellent. Would you like to give the listeners a little morsel, perhaps, of what we're doing today?
Well, last week on the show, we talked about our predictions for the Rumble, what we thought was going to happen, who we thought might be in it, who we thought might win it. Kind of picked our predictions for all the matches.
Yes.
And the Royal Rumble has now happened.
It's happened, yeah.
And
it happened on January the 29th.
We're going to go back and review, see if we were correct.
Mm-hmm.
And in hindsight, see if it was a good show or if it was not.
Yes. Now, did you watch it live?
Yes.
How much of it? All of it?
All of it. I only missed the first. I think I was asleep for the first 10 entrants in the men's Rumble. I have recently recapped that.
Right.
But everything else I saw live all the way through.
Okay. I watched both Rumbles.
Mm-hmm.
I only missed the first match.
Okay.
But then I then went back and watched it. I missed Seth versus Roman, but then I went back and watched it. So everything else I managed to catch. Okay. Right. Shall we start match by match, or shall we go for a bit of a breakdown first of some of the technical stuff? Where and when. Obviously, this is coming from St. Louis, Missouri, in the Dome at the America Center, and attendance is listed as 44,390.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't stop telling us that, so of course it's been noted. And let's kick off. With. Should we just do the matches one by one and then do the Rumbles?
Yeah, why not?
Right. Okay. The first match is Seth freaking Rollins versus Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion. It's a singles match for the WWE Universal Championship. And it notes here that the Usos, Jay and Jimmy Uso, are barred from ringside. They cannot interfere. So it's Seth versus Roman. I'd looked. My first note on this was Seth came out to the Shield theme in the Shield gear.
Correct.
With the vest, and I wish he'd gone for the blonde streak. That would have been fun. To bring that back.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a highlight, even if it is just fake, it's fine. We have Seth. He's taken on the name Freaking Rollins, and it's something that he said it's catched on against the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. Now we predicted that the Tribal Chief would win.
Yes.
We'd think he'd take out Seth, but he did take him out. But at the end, it was actually a DQ win for Seth because Roman would not let go of his guillotine choke, and he got DQ'd by it.
He did, which I don't mind. It didn't bug me.
The match, Seth was looking for the stomp all the time. He was looking for the curb stomp, right? And Roman kept finding a way out. They did something that they always do when they face each other. Roman's going for the spear, and Seth hits the pedigree from the spear. Remember that?
It was as a match, it was good. Probably match of the night, probably.
Really, for you?
Well,
do you want a real rating the entire pay-per-view, or do you want a real rating it match by match? Because I'm willing to do that.
I can give it a go match by match.
Right. Okay.
It'll be on the fly.
Yeah, of course. We'll do it match by match. Why not? Roman versus Seth. 7.5.
I was going to go about 7.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a great match between those two. Nice sort of. I know it's not going to cap off the feud. I think Seth is coming back to partake in another. He's in the Elimination Chamber now, isn't he?
Yes.
Yep. for Bobby Lashley's spoilers WWE title. So we'll get to that. But it was a nice match. These guys have great chemistry with each other. Always fun to see. But of course, everyone's talking about the post match. What happened post match? Of course, Seth is laid out. He's weak. He's down on the floor. Roman gets his belt. He's walking away, I think, isn't he? And then he turns around, heads back to the ring, goes onto the apron, grabs a steel chair, and does the. I think it was move for move. Seth's heel turn on the Shield.
Yeah, I think so.
Wasn't it?
I think so.
Like he swung the chair in the same way. Seth went down in the same way that Roman did. You know, where he clenches his fist and goes down and he's like and Roman swings the chair like sideways on him.
Yeah.
Anyway, he assaults him with a chair. Bang, 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 bang. Hits him over and over again with it. Shots to the head, shots to the body. And the chair breaks in half, which I thought was quite awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Like I know those steel chairs are destructible, but to see it break was like wow. Hits him, wham, 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 and Seth is down, he's out, and does Roman I don't know, he just hits him, doesn't he? And then just leaves.
Yeah.
And hits him again.
Yeah.
Keeps hitting him, and then throws the chair down. He's like, I'm at the table, I'm the tribal chief, ooh-ah, and walks out of the ring with his belt, takes his belt and leaves. So that is the Universal Championship match. Let's skip the Women's Rumble. We'll come back to that at the end.
Yes.
Let's do Becky Lynch versus Dewdrop, formerly Piper Niven. I hate that name. I think I said that in the first recording, which I despise that name. But she's Piper Niven. But for the purpose of this, I will call her Dewdrop.
Yes.
Versus the champ, the man, big time Becky Lynch. Also nice, again, when we're talking about gear, nice gear on Becky. I like the gold.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nice gear on Becky. I like the gold sort of singlet she was wearing, with the sort of socks and her boots. I like that. I'm going to make several comments on gear in this, I imagine, because Seth looks good, Becky looks good. They're husband and wife, so of course they look good together. But yeah, we have Becky versus Dewdrop. I like Dewdrop as well. She could have keeps her sort of Scottish plaid look because she's from Scotland. So, and it's for the Raw Women's Championship. This match is for the Raw. Now, this match was heavily dominated by the crowd looking off to the left, because during the course of the Women's Rumble, which went on for an hour, at least, the WrestleMania sign had caught fire.
Yes, it was on fire.
It was on fire, and they had to. It was so stupendous that it had caught fire, and they had to evacuate the seating section below it. So there was a lot of pictures on Twitter about that, and a lot of sort of buzz was created. So everyone was initially, we just thought that the match must have been really boring, but I was like, oh well, I'm kind of entertained by this. Becky's a good worker, Piper Niven isn't bad, so I'm kind of watching them go at it, and I'm thinking, why is everyone looking over there? What is so amazing that's happening over to the side, right? And people getting their phones out, and I'm like, well, something must be happening that isn't the match. And it turned out the WrestleMania sign was on fire. So, and after that display, I think they managed to douse the flame, or they raised it up and down or whatever, and that managed to do it.
Yeah, I mean, they fixed it.
They fixed it, yeah. And then Becky won via an avalanche manhandle slam off the middle top.
Correct. I can't remember actually.
Yeah, well, off the ropes in the corner. Manhandle slam, bam.
To be fair, most of this match is. I can't remember most of it. I remember
you're thinking about the burning WrestleMania sign, aren't you?
I didn't even realize that happened until afterwards.
Oh.
I just remember the end of this match, and that's essentially it.
Oh, I remember people looking off to the side and me being really confused about what was happening. I remember the match going on and whatever, and I'm thinking, why are people looking over there? That was all I was thinking while I was watching the match, and then I do remember the finish as well. So,
to be fair, I think at this point I was like, okay, well, the Women's Rumble's just happened. I was like, I'm looking forward to the men's, and I was like, oh, Brock hasn't had his match yet. Yeah. I was just kind of thinking ahead at this point.
Well, we actually get this one right. So, this is a correct job for us. We both said Becky, and Becky did win.
She did indeed.
That's 1 point for us, I think.
Mm.
And even though Seth won by DQ, we did say that Roman would remain the champion.
Roman, yeah.
So maybe we're right. Maybe that's a technicality. Maybe it's a 1.5 point. But Becky wins. Becky wins, and we have our we still have our Raw Women's champion, Becky Lynch. So that's a point for us, I think, on correct predictions.
It is.
Next, we have Bobby Lashley, almighty Bobby Lashley, with MVP as his manager.
Yeah.
Versus Brock Lesnar, the WWE champion, and his manager, Paul Heyman. Right? And this is a singles match for the WWE Championship. Big match here, big match.
Yes.
And it did only go 10 minutes.
It did.
But it was full of big suplexes and big. It was exactly how I predicted. Now, I know the finish wasn't how I predicted, but the match itself. Now, did you go back and listen to our last Rumble episode? Because I did.
I did not.
Okay. But if you can remember, I'm very excited about the prospect of these two in the ring together. I'm like, these are going to be big hits, big slams, big suplexes, and I was right. Right? I was right from the off. It was run through the barricade, run through the ring, big suplexes and big slams, big smashes, big crashes, big bashy, crashy, smashy stuff. It's a hoss fight, I love a hoss fight, right? Big punches, big slams, big spins. That's what I want. Big suplexes. Suplex City. That's what I like to see. And that's what we got, effectively. Any spots that stand out to you?
I ain't gonna lie. I think other than you're gonna disagree with me 100%. You're gonna disagree with me. I think other than potentially another match later on, this actually might be my least favorite match.
Oh, okay. Well,
of the whole thing.
Probably second least for me. I think it was the Becky one. I'm sorry, Becky.
I mean, yeah.
That seemed like a run-of-the-mill match, really, for a championship, and the champ won. At least they tried to give us something exciting in this.
Yeah, I mean, my problem with this is that it was. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting a. It started off slow, and I thought, okay, it's just going to build up. Right, it's going to build up. Bobby hit like 2 spears, but on the outside, so he couldn't go for the pin. I was like, cool, it's going to build up. It's going to build up. Brock's trying to hit an F5. Bobby got the hurt lock in.
The hurt lock, the Lashley lock, got it in.
And it was just building, and then the end happened.
Right, well, let's do the end, shall we? As you say, Lashley, big man, he hits the spear, boom, boom on the outside.
Yeah.
But he can't get the pin, like getting Brock back in the ring. Brock's always looking for that F5, the big F5. He can hit it on a Great White Shark. He can hit it on a Spider.
Yes.
He's going to hit it on Lashley. Lashley gets out. He manages to sort of scramble his way out of the F5 sort of grip before he's up. And he gets in the Lashley lock, the hurt lock. And to be credit to Brock, he is selling. He's selling. Yes. He's struggling. He's like, I can't. He's trapped. And Lashley's trying to get it in. Brock's sort of fading a bit, and he's like, he's going to get him. He's going to get him. And then Brock sort of turns it around, and he's running into the turnbuckle. That's what you would do when someone's on your back. He's running into the turnbuckle, and they pancake the ref. Splat. The ref's out. Bump. Ref bump. Right. The ref's sort of bumped. He's because refs are like thin as a slip of paper and twice as useless, right? You could breathe on a ref a bit hard and they'd be down for like 2 minutes, 20 minutes, right? So refs are pretty much it's that one thing about pro wrestling, right? The ref bumps, they just go down for the easiest, the simplest of hits, and refs will be out, right?
So, I mean, yeah,
that's a fact of the pro wrestling, but they pancake the ref, splat ref in the corner. Oh, he's down, he's dead. Well, no, he's not dead. He's not dead.
No, he's not done yet.
Brock gets Lashley up for the F5. Finally, he spins him for the F5, and Bobby's feet hit the ref. Bobby like kicks the ref.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to him, because Brock has to spin you for the F5 to hit you on the ground. So Bobby's legs like hit the ref, and now the ref's down.
Yes.
He's down. He's out. Brock hits the F5. Boom. He gets the cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The crowd are chanting. He's won, but there's no ref. There's no count. Right. The ref's down. So I think they get to like 15 or something. And Bobby is still down. Like, I would have, But, well, actually, no. An F5 from Brock Lesnar will probably kill me. But they count to like 15 and Bobby still hasn't gone up. Right? Yeah. Brock's still in the cover, but there's no ref to make the count. So Brock's up, he's dejected, he's like, oh, how am I going to win? And then out of nowhere, here comes Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, right? He sprints down to the ring, he leaps up, bang, Superman punch. How can he stand up from that? He hits Brock Lesnar with a Superman punch. Brock Lesnar is sort of down, he's dazed. He's been hit, he's been blindsided, he's been wounded by the Universal Champion. And now this is the bit. Roman walks over to the side of the ring. He's hit Brock. Brock's stunned. He goes over to the side of the ring. He puts out his hand. He's like, Paul Heyman, give me the belt. And Paul Heyman's looking up and he's like, oh, should I? Because Paul Heyman has been in a third wheel in sort of a love triangle between Roman, Brock, and himself. Yes. Right? Paul used to be the advocate for Brock Lesnar back in the glory days when Brock was Universal Champion. Now Roman's Universal Champion. Paul Heyman used to work with him as special counsel. Now he's back as advocate for Brock Lesnar. But where does his loyalties lie, Corey? That's the question, right? So he has his hand out. Roman, he's like, give me the belt, Paul. And then Paul's like, oh, I don't know if I should. But then Paul lifts the belt and he gives it to Roman, and Roman's all. Meanwhile, MVP is like a wet lettuce on the other side of the ring, looking so confused. I wish they'd cut to a shot of MVP and MVP's smiling or something, or he's like, it's going to plan, Like maybe MVP didn't know if he kept it in the dark, and MVP's like, yeah, it's all going according to plan, or something like that. He just kind of stands there, which I thought was weird. No reaction. He could have shook Paul Heyman's hand or patted him on the back or something like that. Like, hey, good job, because Bobby's getting the win. Yeah. But anyway, so and then Roman comes in with a belt, smacks Brock in the back of the head or the front of the head, and Brock is down. Because obviously when you hit with the belt, you're out, right? So because that's metal hitting your face, and Roman dives out the ring, leaves the belt, takes his own belt, he's off. Paul's off as well. Paul Heyman, he's the wise man again. He's like, Tribal Chief, we love you. He's doing that kind of thing, and then Bobby gets him for the cover. 1, 2, 3. New WWE champion. What was your thoughts on the finish? I know I've given it a bit of a razzmatazz, but what do you think?
So, even though we both predicted Brock,
yeah, we were both wrong.
I afterwards did think, wait a minute, because obviously I've predicted Brock for the Rumble, and I thought, wait a minute, if Brock loses, he can face Roman, and then they don't have to unify the belts.
Yeah, that was your entire scheme, was it not?
Yes.
Which I'm happy did not work, by the way. I've never been happy that you've been wrong.
Happen.
Could still happen. Maybe.
I don't think it will, but it could. But so I saw Roman come out and thought, okay, that's fine, I guess. And Paul Heyman changing, I'm like, okay. Apparently, he was supposed to do that way earlier in the Rumble.
Oh yeah, well Roman caught the virus at day 1, and couldn't. So that way they just put Brock into the WWE Championship match, and Brock won.
My only issue is, I'm happy for Lashley being champion again. Mm-hmm. My issue is, first off, Lashley got hit with I know he got hit with 7 suplexes and an F5, but then he was out and didn't kick out the pin. My other issue is, what I would have wanted to happen was the Roman to knock down Brock, have Brock slowly get up, then have Lashley put on the Hurt Lock for the first time, then have Brock tap out.
Really?
Because because Brock can't be. You can't have a go at Brock saying, "Oh, he should have kicked out," because he's just been hit with a belt. He's dazed, he's confused, he's injured, right? But and also it keeps Bobby strong with the hurt lock because he's technically beat Brock Lesnar with it. And I'm like, that's perfect because both of them are.
So you're saying Brock still gets blindsided by Reigns?
Yeah.
But then Lashley gives him the finishing blow.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It just makes him look a bit stronger.
Yeah, not kind of Bobby sort of, oh, my opponent is mysteriously downed when I'm awake. I shall cover him.
Yeah.
And maybe hit him with
it gives a bit of an extra thing of Bobby can then go, oh, but I tapped you out.
Yeah.
I made you.
Or hit you with a spear or whatever,
Yeah.
Something like that. So I know I get it. I'm not going to give it a high rating anyway because I know how much dust the finish kicked up. So I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Yeah, I was going to go 5.
Right, okay, fair enough. Now we go on to it's Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Correct.
The grit couple versus the it couple in Miz and Maurice. 2 husband-wife teams going against each other. A lot of mums in this Rumble. It's the Royal Mumble. Becky's a mum. Beth Phoenix is a mum. Maurice is a mum. A lot of the women in the Rumble are mums. It's the Royal Mumble, they should have called it. I think it's also somewhat apropos because a mumble is to not say much.
Oh, yeah.
And Royal Rumble didn't say much at all, really.
No.
So the Royal Mumble, it's in a mixed tag team match. Do you want to sort of recap this? Do you want to? I know you're a bit of an Edge man.
I mean, yeah. It was, to be fair, feud-wise, fine. It made sense. I don't mind a bit of mixed tag. I don't mind that. I like a bit of mixed tag action. Good to see Beth Phoenix back for the first time in. What?
No, never mind. Carry on.
Nothing wrong with a bit of mixed tag action. But no, it's good to see Beth back in. I don't know how many years it's been. Like what?
Oh, she looks hasn't aged today.
I think she was in one of the Rumbles.
Yeah, recently. She was in the 2018 one. She busted her head bad. I remember.
Yeah. I feel like this match was good. I can't really remember much from it. All I remember really is Maurice running away.
Yeah, I remember the double glam slam.
Yeah.
Edge hits Miz with a glam slam at the same time as Beth Phoenix does it to Maurice.
Yeah, and it was an okay match. It was all right. I think the other issue is you're coming off of Brock and Bobby, and it's still a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the right people won.
Yes.
Edge, Beth Phoenix, badass face couple.
Correct.
They need to win, and
yes,
they did.
Which is what we said.
Over the conniving heels. Yeah, that's 2 points for us. I think so far. It's 2.5 points.
Yeah.
2.5 points, let's say.
Yes, it is.
And that is all of our matches. Do you want to give that a rating? I'd give that higher. I'd say I'm going to give it another 7.5, maybe an 8.
I gave Seth and Roman a 7, so I'd give it a 6.
6?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Beth and Edge?
It wasn't wrong, but if Seth and Roman's my match of the night, so I can't give it higher than that.
Miz and Marie, right? Okay. Well, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it the same. I'll give it 7.5. I'll give it the same as Seth and Roman. Right?
That's fair.
We got Mickey. We got Alicia Fox. And I always said Alicia Fox is always in a Rumble. I think I said that last episode. I said they're gonna get Alicia Fox because Alicia Fox is always in a Rumble, right? Yeah. So Alicia Fox comes out and she gets taken out by next Nikki Bella, who turns up at 24. Before then, we had Nikki ASH and Summer Rae.
Yes.
Summer Rae runs out as well. She's ginger now, apparently. Auburn, I guess, not blonde.
Yeah.
And she comes out in her old gear, runs down the ring, taking on Natalya because they were sort of feuding in the lead up to this. And Nikki's fighting people, wants to fight Rhea, but sort of backing off because they used to be a tag team. And Rhea sort of got Nikki sort of blindsided, attacked her, and Rhea wants her revenge. which she eventually got on a Raw episode. But before then, Rhea's very mad, and Nikki's kind of hiding away. Doesn't want to fight Rhea. So next is Nikki Bella, the other half of the Bella twins. She comes out and is taking on a couple of people. Nice reunion of a Team Bella with Alicia and Brie. Right?
Yeah.
Next is Sarah Logan, the other member of the Riot Squad, which we thought she wouldn't come back. Didn't really expect her to come back. But Sarah Logan come back. She's also a mum as well. So another one to the Royal Mumble. She comes back. Isn't it with Ivar, Eric?
One of them.
One of the Viking Raiders. She's like a Viking as well. She's got that kind of character. So Sarah Logan runs out there, teams up with Liv Morgan for a bit, thrown out 43 seconds by the Bella twins. Then, of course, in a Royal Rumble, no friends in a Royal Rumble, not even your twin sister. So Brie gets rid of Nikki. Right? Then
I swear that happens every single year.
I swear, they get rid of each other.
Yeah.
The Bella household is a mess. Then we have Lita, who's the legend. She comes out, Hall of Famer Lita. She makes her way out there. Big pop for Lita as well. She's been turning up on SmackDowns recently. So then number 27, Mighty Molly Holly, and a real superhero comes out, but is taken out in 20 seconds by Nikki ASH.
Yes.
Who just goes berserk, goes mad, throws her to the barricade, to the apron, beats her up, and then says, "There can only be one superhero, and that's me," and then throws her out. I thought that line was kind of funny. I did get a good chuckle out of that one. Next, 28, which is the magic spot. She don't give a damn about her bad reputation. It's Ronda Rousey, who we did not mention. Did we even mention her in our episode? No, I think what happened was a couple of days after we ended up recording it, the news came out that Ronda was in talks to return.
Yes.
And this was like I think this was the day after we recorded it, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
The day after we recorded our Rumble episode, the first one where we did our predictions, news came out about Ronda coming back, and we were like, and I don't think I mentioned anything to you, or you mentioned anything to me, but I was thinking in my head, I bet she's going to come back and do something in the Rumble.
Yeah.
She better not win, was my thought. And anyway, number 29 and 30, we didn't get Paige like people were expecting. We didn't get Asuka. We didn't get Kairi Sane. We didn't get anybody that was sort of mentioned to return, right? Instead, we just got Shotzi Blackheart and Shayna Baszler.
Correct.
I know Shayna was like number 29 in like the 2020 Rumble or whatever.
Yeah.
That's because Shayna was in NXT and that was a sort of main roster call-up, right? But we just got Shotzi and Shayna, so okay. Shotzi gets in. She doesn't last very long, nearly 3 minutes. She's taken out by Ronda. Ronda and Shayna and Charlotte kind of clear the field. Of course, Shayna is Ronda's friend, part of the Four Horsewomen of MMA. So they sort of take out... I could have seen Marina come back, or Jessamine if she wanted to, but never mind. Anyway, Shayna and Ronda and Charlotte clear the field. Charlotte's been sort of big booting people out of the ring. She kicks out Lita. She kicks out Rhea. Rhea lasted number 5, so still top 5. Then it's sort of Shayna, Ronda, Charlotte, or something, and Ronda has been sort of punching people up. She throws out. Oh, no, Bianca's still there. Sorry. And Bianca lasted for a good 50 minutes, a nice chunk of time, and she's been doing really well as well. Bianca always does well in Rumbles. She's really, really good in the Rumble, and because she won the last one. So then we have Bianca's taken out by I think it's Ronda. No, it's Charlotte. Sorry, it's Charlotte. Charlotte probably kicks her out. Charlotte kicks Rhea out. Charlotte kicks a bunch of people out, Lita and all that. And by then we have Shotzi's thrown out by Ronda, Shayna's thrown out by Charlotte, and then we have Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. And I wish they would have given this a bit more time to breathe slightly, because it's very quick. The eventual end. It's very quick. It's just Charlotte and Ronda. Charlotte runs like a deer in headlights at Ronda, and Ronda just flips over the top. Ronda wins.
Pretty much.
They didn't even give it a second, we're the last two, let's kind of figure each other out and actually wrestle for a few minutes, right? No, it's just like, oh, Ronda's got back and she must win was kind of the thing.
Well, she's dominant. Got a lot dominant.
Yeah, I guess.
Got a lot strong and dominant.
What did you think of all this?
I thought it was okay. I enjoyed the match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought some of the returns were not lackluster with who returned, but lackluster in the fact that most of them came back and were gone pretty much straight away.
Yeah, true.
There was no NXT.
No.
At all. It was all just like Legends and Impact or stuff like that. And I thought it was all right. And I was like, you know what, as a it's not the best women's rumble we've had, but I thought, you know what, it's decent, it's fine, it's good.
What would you give it?
Ooh.
Real rating. I'm gonna push you, Corey.
7, maybe.
Right, I'll go for 8.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll go for an 8. So we got a lot of good stuff. Sasha came out as Sailor Moon. That was fun.
Yes.
Just to mention the gear.
We also don't get a point for predictions.
No, Rhea did not win, and neither did
Charlotte.
So you probably get more than I would because Charlotte lasted longer.
Yeah.
So, but neither of us guessed Ronda. So
no.
That's not a point for us.
No, it's not.
Then we have the men's rumble. I sort of talked about the women's. Would you like to talk about the men's?
Oh, the men's is it?
I'll give you that fun time. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is great. I'll just do what you did. I'll just run down it.
Go ahead.
Well, number 1, you had. In fact, your pick came out first.
Yes, indeed. I was feeling good when my pick came out first.
Yours came out at number 1, which was AJ Styles, who is he the Iron Man? Is he in there the longest? I think he is.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you were kind of close. Shinsuke Nakamura came out number 2. Bit of a rematch from their WrestleMania.
Yeah, a bit of a return as well.
WrestleMania feud. It was.
Shinsuke's been out with, I think, a leg injury.
He's been out. He's been a bit injured, yeah. Kind of not been defending the IC belt for however many months. Number 3 is Vince McMahon's favourite, Austin Theory, which I think some people picked as a bit of a dark horse. But he finished 3rd. Came out at number 3, which I think at that point I was kind of like, he's not winning that, unfortunately. I wouldn't mind it, to be fair, though. And you got Robert Roode. Robert Roode's in there. Ridge Holland, who wasn't announced. He's just Sheamus' friend. That's the problem with the men's is, and you're going to see it as I keep going. The men's, if you think the women's was lackluster, the men's is even more lackluster when it comes to people being in it. Montez Ford comes out. Damien Priest comes out. Sami Zayn comes out. Johnny Knoxville then comes out, which is the kind of first big. We knew he was in it, but he's kind of the first big entrant.
We had to wait till number 9 to get someone who hasn't been Well, no, Ridge Holland wasn't announced, so I guess
Ridge Holland wasn't announced. Knoxville was, but he's only in it for a minute and a half.
Yeah, true. But hey, that's the kind of culmination of the Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville feud.
And you got Dawkins. In comes Omos, who is not the most eliminations. Almost gets 3. I think AJ's got the most eliminations as well.
6, yeah, I just saw. I think I can take a complimentary point for that one.
But Omos comes in. Got Ricochet, who's good to see him around.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Gables comes in. Dominic comes in. The one thing that's annoying about Dominic coming in is that Rey Mysterio does enter the Rumble, but Dominic isn't in the ring when it happens.
No, yeah.
So that whole tease of Dominic throwing Rey out or whatever doesn't happen.
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we? We talked about
that. Happy Corbin's in. Ziggler is also in. Sheamus is in, but at that point, Ridge Holland gets thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Boogs is in, but at that point, Shinsuke Nakamura is not in the ring anymore.
Yeah.
Madcap Moss is in, who you must love because he threw out your man.
He did throw out my man. I was very annoyed about that. The fact that AJ Styles gets taken out by Madcap Moss.
Took up by Madcap Moss.
And not by anyone, actually. Not by well. Riddick Moss isn't that bad of a wrestler? But I'm just like the gimmick. I'm not happy with the gimmick. I'm not happy Corbin with the gimmick. So maybe Priest, I would have been happy him taking him out. I don't know, Theory even with a lucky shot, something like that. But even like Omos maybe.
Yeah.
But Omos was out by that point. But Chad Gable, Dolph, anyone, but not happy Corbin, Madcap Moss. It's.
Yeah, and then they got Riddle comes in. McIntyre's back.
Yeah, nice. No, we thought he wouldn't
21.
be. He had a neck injury.
He did.
But he's back. He's good enough to do it. Good on him. We talked about him actually. We talked about McIntyre returning.
We did.
Go on.
And you got Kevin Owens comes in. Rey Mysterio comes in. Kofi Kingston comes in and is unfortunately eliminated in 21 seconds because he couldn't.
His feet touched the floor. He botched it. His feet touched the floor. If I can explain to some of the people at home, Kofi Kingston, very athletic, very, very flexible, very quick.
Yes.
He's famous for what's called the Kofi spot, where someone will throw him out of the ring very quickly, and he will recover in a creative and athletic manner, right?
Yes.
Where he'll jump on the barricade, he'll jump on the announce desk, he'll handstand on the ring so his feet doesn't touch the floor. He'll get one foot and he'll sort of twirl over back to the ring, right? They teased it last time because Naomi went to do it in the women's match and Sonya pulled her away. Sonya pulled her feet out, so she was eliminated. But because obviously it's Royal Rumble is kind of an ODQ situation where it doesn't really matter. You can kind of still stay in there if you want.
Yeah,
right. But what happened was, Kevin Owens went to throw Kofi out the ring, or pushed him or whatever. Kofi was going for a big springboard spot, which is a bad idea in a Rumble, by the way.
It's a very bad idea in a Rumble.
And Kevin pushed him off the ropes. Kofi went flying to the barricade. He was going to hang on to the barricade, but his feet touched the floor.
Yeah.
In 21 seconds.
Yeah.
And everyone just kind of put their hand to their head and was like, no, because that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Yep, and then you got Otis. Big E comes in.
Nice pop for Big E.
It was a good pop for Big E, which again some people picked him to win. Bad Bunny's back in it.
Yeah, well, you know what? Welcome to him, because you can tell that I think Bad Bunny may be my favourite celebrity who's associated with WWE, right? Because you can tell Bad Bunny really likes it. And Bad Bunny wants to do well. Like his match versus Miz and Morrison at WrestleMania, where Bad Bunny does a Canadian Destroyer on the outside, it's fantastic. And you can tell Bad Bunny never has a bad word to say either. Some celebrities go, oh, it's all this and all that and all that. But no, you can tell Bad Bunny really, really likes it. And he always has good things to say about it. So I'm happy to see Bad Bunny back.
True. Shane McMahon's back. We're happy to see Shane McMahon back.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money. He's doing the dance. He's doing the arm dance.
We're happy to see Shane McMahon back.
Well, we'll see if I'm happy if Shane McMahon's back in the next few minutes.
And then it's number 29, hometown hero, Randy Orton.
Yeah, voices in his head.
And then number 30 was the big surprise and was the winner. It was Brock Lesnar.
Yes. The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, returns to the Royal Rumble. And it's 2020 all over again. But this time Drew McIntyre doesn't get the win. Brock just cleans the field with 5 eliminations. Takes out Riddle, I think. Takes out Bad Bunny with an F5.
Yeah, he does.
Which I thought, you know what, Bad Bunny didn't even sell it badly. Bad Bunny sold an F5 well, which I think is a great accomplishment and a great compliment to him. So, takes out Shane, takes out Randy, and he cleans house. Brock cleans house. And then it's Brock and Drew, shades of 2020 Rumble, sort of again. And Drew's going to go for a Claymore or something, and Claymore kick. Brock grabs him in F5 and F5s him out the ring. And that's your winner, Brock Lesnar.
It is.
Of the Royal Rumble. What's your opinion, Corey, if you don't mind?
Not great.
Not great. Well, I think I have to agree with you there.
Yeah. Not,
I think I
not
must
that
agree
great.
with you. The winner or the progression of the match. Where's your concern here?
My winner I wasn't surprised because I picked him to win. Granted, I thought he would also be champion, but I did pick him to win.
Right.
Saying that, because initially I picked Brock to win because I thought they were going to unify the belts.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brock lost. And then I was like, well, Brock doesn't really need to win the Rumble now because Roman's cost him the belt. So he can just face Roman.
Yeah.
He's now has a reason. But Brock ends up winning anyway. Which at that point I was like, well, he kind of doesn't need to win now because he can just go face Roman because Roman cost him his championship.
Yeah, he has a reason.
But I wasn't. To be fair, I don't know who else I would have liked because I guess it would have been someone to go face Bobby, and I don't really know who I would have liked to go face Bobby Lashley, to be honest.
Mm.
The progression of the match was okay. Again, it's the same thing. There's like no legends in this. There's no one from NXT in this.
No, not from NXT.
It's just people.
It's just people from the main roster.
Yeah.
And Johnny Knoxville and Bad Bunny and Shane O'Mac and Brock.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's four people from outside. At least in the women's, they managed to throw in a legend or two, Hall of Famers. Maybe I would like to see someone from NXT, sure, but was not.
There's all these talks of like Braun Breaker's backstage just in case for new spots filled. Gunther's backstage in case for new spots filled, and
Walter was there.
Yeah, apparently they're all kind of just backstage just in case they needed someone to take a spot.
Oh damn! Why didn't they? Oh. Yeah, well, and after the, if we can just speak to the aftermath of this slightly. Also, let's give the men's Rumble a rating. It won't be high. 6.
Yeah, 6.
Right. That was a very sort of disappointed. That was a very disappointed rating there. Disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, men's Royal Rumble. I'm disappointed.
Listen, the Rumble is the best pay-per-view of the year, right? And it wasn't a good one this time.
No. It's probably my favourite of the big four.
It is. It's
with the Rumble, you never know what's going to happen. With the Rumble, it's always unexpected.
Exactly. WrestleMania is normally predictable.
Yeah. So, and we will cover WrestleMania.
Yes.
So this kicks off our road to WrestleMania, and we have our two winners, both part-timers, Ronda and Brock, both sort of known as draws. People say they're draws, like they could. Oh yeah, lots of people are gonna watch because it's Ronda and Brock, right? Both former UFC.
Correct.
And now we have them winning the Rumble. Let's contrast this, if you will, to last year, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know who won the men's Rumble last year? Edge from number 1, right?
Yes, it was.
And do you know who won the women's Rumble last year?
That wasn't Bianca. Was it Bianca last year?
It was Bianca. It was Bianca. And Bianca had worked on the main roster for a year. She hadn't been pushed. She was there. She was feuding with Zelina Vega. She was doing loads of weird things on the main roster for a year between Raw and SmackDown. She'd finally landed on SmackDown, and she was doing really well. She was getting a nice push for herself, and she wins the Rumble. That is a example of a push that works, a push that has a climax to the Rumble win. She goes on WrestleMania, wins the belt. Bianca had a great 2020. Okay, great 2020, 2021 before SummerSlam. She had a great time, and it was cut between sort of the John Cena Batista. It was cut between, it could be Bianca or it could be Rhea in 2020. That's why I love the 2020 Royal Rumble so much for the women, right? So, anyway, that's just my thought. I feel like you had a lot of people who could have won it, who could have won the women's and been fine. Liv could have won it. Bianca could have won it again. Rhea could have won it. Hell, I think if Charlotte would have won it again, maybe I would have been okay.
Yeah.
But Ronda, I don't really. She's going to go after Charlotte. Apparently, that's the plan. Charlotte and Ronda and Mania is apparently the plan. I don't know who the hell Becky's going to face. Probably Liv again. Maybe Rhea. I'm Bianca, perhaps triple threat. I'm not sure. So, but it definitely ties down Charlotte.
Yes.
So, let's talk about a bit of the aftermath. And one of the biggest aftermaths is poor Shane O'Mac has been quietly let go by the company because apparently of a bad backstage attitude. And despite acting as a producer, there were several reports on how people were frustrated with how he made changes to make himself look good. And he was number 3, was he not? Was he number 4?
Like the last person left.
The last person.
Yeah, he was third. Yeah.
He was 3rd. Yeah. So he lasted longer than Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Randy Orton. Right? Let that sink in, if you will. And so people were very annoyed with him. Apparently Shane was supposed to start appearing on Raw afterwards up in the run to us, because often Shane has a WrestleMania match, right?
Correct. Often
Shane has a Mania match where he jumps off a big cage, jumps off a big whatever, right?
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell, steel cage, that type of thing, Shane always has that kind of match. But instead, Shane will be having no match at Mania because he has been released by his own father.
Yes.
Because apparently apparently he wanted to make the Rumble all about him. So, and I don't know whether he booked himself to win and it was just given to Brock at the last minute, but he booked himself to make himself look good, put himself over.
Yeah.
And that was sort of reacted. There wasn't many positive reactions towards that. Apparently, reports coming in that the Rumble felt like chaos backstage and people didn't really know where things were going. And Brock was a very last-minute choice, and the booking of matches felt like chaos. So let's. There's another tab down here called, according to Sports Illustrated Wrestling Observer, Brian Alvarez describes the match as boring and calls it a pretty by-the-numbers generic Rumble. And the most notable thing about the match was how quickly they were rushing everything to get the show off the air by midnight, even though Royal Rumble's sort of fudging intervals has not been something they've ever avoided, and doing it here would have left more time for the big moments at the end. Did you feel that way?
I do remember when the Rumble was going on, kind of checking my phone and being like, it's later than it should be.
Now,
like,
right, well, if I could speak to this, I don't happen to listen to this man very much, but it just happened to catch in my notifications, in my YouTube notifications, that I caught Jim Cornette's thoughts on the Men's Rumble.
Yep.
And he had this same complaint. He said that often the network or the pay-per-view provider or whatever would simply charge you for more time and not having to rush you to get off the air. However, maybe him and Brian Alvarez agree here. So,
I mean, to be fair, the issue was because it finished later, but also it's like there wasn't a pre-show match.
No, thank goodness. I think that's probably why.
Well, I was going to say, it's because they had an extra match that would have been on. Probably, I don't know if maybe they're not doing it now because now it's premium live events and not pay-per-view. So they can.
So they don't feel the need for a pre-show match.
Exactly, because they can just go, well, we have the time we want now. Pay-per-views are going to be 5 hours long.
Dear
Deal with the money.
Again. So, even though the 2-night Mania is actually a good idea.
It's a good idea.
That. Yeah. It's a good idea because it avoids the 6-hour pay-per-view.
Yes.
And it also, the 6-hour premium live event. And it also gives time for, multiple main events and bigger matches and things like that. So you don't have to deal with Drek for 3 hours and then get 3 hours of decent stuff, right?
Yeah.
That way, it's a more meat, less fat approach to a WrestleMania, which should be a great thing, right? However, stepping away for the Rumble, perhaps Corey has a pro wrestling themed weekly rec for us. Do you, Corey?
I do.
Lay it on me.
It's the Royal Rumble match from 2007.
Oh, okay. Is this available to watch for the people?
It's on the network.
Oh, great. Okay.
So if you can watch the actual, if you watched this year's Rumble on the network, you can go and watch 2007 Rumble.
Is that the Rumble I'm thinking of?
Probably.
Okay. Well, describe the sort of what happens? Not in detail, not as much detail as we've just done, but
It's the first Rumble that involved ECW, as in like WWE's ECW wrestlers.
right, okay.
I'm specifically just going to talk about the actual Rumble match. So my rec is going to be specifically the Rumble match.
Yeah.
Not the pay-per-view as a whole.
Of course.
It's arguably, and the reason why I picked it is because it's apparently one of the best Rumbles and people's favourite Rumbles.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's a recent-ish Rumble as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who you'd recognise if you're into wrestling nowadays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just how a Rumble should be, to be honest.
Yes.
That's
good old classic Rumble format, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm picking it. This is what a Rumble should be. Do it like this and you're fine.
Great. So what would you rate the Rumble match from 2007?
I give it a 8.5.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Just a little aside here as we wrap up. Next week, just to give you a little teaser, next week we're going to be stepping into one of our favourite topics, and we're going to be talking about the series of the Book of Boba Fett.
Correct.
Bit of a tease there. No connection at all to.
No.
Well, no, there is a connection. Sasha Banks was in The Mandalorian.
I mean, that's a loose connection, but yes.
Loose connection. Sasha Banks played Cosca Reeves, one of the Night Owls, one of the Mandalorian warriors in The Mandalorian Season 2. So there you go. Nice connection. Nice connection. She still hasn't, somehow they still haven't capitalised on that. They haven't had Sasha come out in Mandalorian gear or something like that yet.
That's true.
Probably because she used her real name and not a... However, we didn't actually get John Cena as Peacemaker, which people thought we'd get.
No.
John Cena coming out in the Peacemaker outfit, joining the Rumble. Maybe we'd get that. No, not here. However, that puts a wrap on our sort of part 2 of our Royal Rumble, talking about the actual pay-per-view and not our predictions. So it is a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.